The problem with the existing code is that in the main activity on create method, we try to execute the network request on the main thread. Now, we need to move these two method calls into an async task. The fetch earthquake data method call should be run on a background thread, whereas this update UI call should be run on the main or UI thread after we receive the earthquake result object. Okay, let's do some live programming. First, I'm going to define a subclass of async task called earthquake async task. I'll also define it as a private inner class of the main activity. Now, if the async task isn't already imported, I can use a quick fix shortcut in Android Studio, Alt plus Enter, to automatically import the async task class at the top of the Java file. As you can see, it's been imported up here. Now, as you can see here via this red squiggly line, Android Studio is still reporting an error. So I'm going to use the quick fix again with Alt plus Enter to auto-generate the methods I need to override. Go ahead and select Implement Methods. And then I'll select OK here to implement the stub for the doInBackground method. Now let's review the generic types used here. I specified this string data type for the input params because the string USGS URL will be the input to the doInBackground method. I used void for the progress parameter because I don't need to continually update the user on the progress of this particular task. For the result parameter, I specified the event data type because I want the result of the background work to be an event object. Now I can move the fetch earthquake data call directly into the doInBackground method, but we still have a few more modifications. Now, instead of hard-coding this task to only work for this specific USGS URL, I'll use the input parameter by accessing the 0th element of the URL's array. That way, this earthquake async task can work for any string URL. I'll also return the event object as the return value of the doInBackground method. Now, we'll also want to override the onPostExecute callback method. In it, we receive the event object that was returned earlier here in the doInBackground method. Okay, great. We're done defining the earthquake async task. I also went ahead and added the comments to the method and class as well. Now back here in the main activity, in the onCreate method, I now can create a new task and then call execute on it while passing in the specific URL. All right, so let's go ahead and compile and run the app on our device. All right, and now look, our app doesn't crash anymore. Woohoo! As you can see, the app shows details about a 7.8 magnitude earthquake in Ecuador. Now, 183 people felt it, and on average, they reported that it felt like a 9.1. Wow, that's kind of a big earthquake. Anyhow, if you want to check out the code that I just wrote, check out the link below for the GitHub repository. If you were able to complete this exercise, congratulations. If you weren't, no worries at all. For someone who just started learning Java and Android several months or several weeks ago, making a network call on a background thread by implementing callback methods in a subclass of a class that uses generic types, that's a lot of concepts coming together, and you should just be proud of how far you've come.